Hey, this is TJ with veerview. Going to give you a quick overview here on how you can go about scraping a job board all the way to enriching it with the decision makers you need for that job that is hiring. And so at veerview, we are a conversion focused lead gen service. And so we help outbound sales teams better target and message their ideal prospects. And we oftentimes do that by means of lead scraping, lead scoring, and in depth customer segmentation. So, mind you, we have scraped millions and millions of job listings before. This is a great way to target businesses because, for one, if they're hiring, it's an indicator that they're growing. And two, if it's a job that's related to the service you offer or it's adjacent to the service you offer, it's a lot easier to message them in a relevant way. And so we love to scrape for these. And one of the most underrated, I think, job boards out there is Built-in, especially if you're going after startups. It's a great resource. People oftentimes, scrape LinkedIn jobs, Indeed jobs, but Built-in is pretty quality ones for the startup space. So we're going to show you here how to get started. So we're going to start by just scraping these job pages here, or these job listings. I won't go too much into how to do that. Instant data scraper, I mention it in almost every video. It is very straightforward in how it works. You don't really need to do much of anything other than what you saw there. And so it's already scraping these pages here. We can jump forward to some of those scraped jobs. And you'll see here that we have a lot of good stuff to work with. So it's going to give you, company name, of course, when the job posting was last listed, how many employees they have, what kind of work style they have, whether it's hybrid, remote, or in office. We wanted mostly hybrid companies, and so we can see those there. We can see how much what the salaries are of those roles that are open, how much experience they're requiring, different categories that are associated with those businesses, company description, even gives you some information about the different types of benefits they offer. So a lot of good tidbits there to work from. We are missing something here though. So what we need in order to begin enriching in mapping these to decision makers is we need a domain. So there's a few ways you can go about getting the domain. I'm going to show you one of the easiest methods here. So we're just going to take this again. We're actually going to go into Clay. New blank table. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to point out too is so actually I'm going to backtrack because I'm going to show you what we did here. So a lot of those companies you noticed. So someone actually requested this, and they didn't want to go after really large companies. They wanted to go after like early stage startups. They offer like co-working space to startups. So we actually filtered out a lot of these big companies. You'll see a bunch of big companies in there, like tens of thousands of employees. That's not a good fit. So we actually cleaned it up. So we're actually going to work from this list. As you can see, there's a lot less employees. So we already cleaned this list up a little bit. It's a lot shorter than the one we have, but we have 88 companies we're working with. So we're actually going to download this one. So bear with me as I will have to do just a little bit of a workaround. I'm trying to click. I don't know if you can see. This thing is in the way of the button I'm trying to click. All right. So we're going to do the clean version. And we're going to replace it. You usually don't even have to worry about this step. I'm replacing it just because I'm going with the clean table, as I already filtered out those ones with too many employees. Okay. Actually, okay. So we have that clean table, but we need domains. So you're just going to click add enrichment. And then what's nice is Clearbit offers free domain enriching. Mind you, these fields have not been identified correctly yet. So I actually forgot to take that extra step to do that. But it looks like that's the company name. But yeah, Clearbit offers free domain enrichment. So if you have the company name, it's going to identify what the domain is of those. And it may take a little bit of time here. So if it does take too much time, I'll just show you what we did next. Let me refresh the page to see if that helps. Okay, you can see it, that's starting to populate these domains. Okay, cool. So it populated those. We want to export them, download as a CSV, boom. And then we need decision makers, as I mentioned. And you can try to find decision makers on Clay here. Depending on what licenses you have, it can get costly. It can be a bit tedious. And so we're actually going to use our tool here at veerview.ai to enrich for them. Find decision makers. We're going to upload that last list. Oops. Would you like for us to find lookalike accounts? For this one, we're going to click no, no additional nodes. We do want to append it. Append it means that we just want to attach to that original table. And the reason we want that is there was some good information there, as you recall. And so we might as well include that. And then we're just going to submit our list request. And then what you get as an output from there is going to be these. So these are all the decision makers we found based on those titles that we included in that form. And I'll reiterate again, like these are all verified, ready to go. So for all of them that I found emails of, these are verified. You don't need to action anything further. And so out of those, what was it, like 88 companies or whatever we inputted, we got 158 verified decision makers, with almost all of them that include a verified email. So yeah, that's pretty much it from beginning to end is, built in, great job board to scrape from. And then if you need to map it to decision makers, the only extra step you need to take from there is get the domains, because the domains is how we then map it to those decision makers. And then it's really straightforward from there. You're going to get a list just like this, and then you're all good to go. Yeah, catch you later. Thanks.